Let's bring on the fabulous Strobe!
Okay, so I'm really bad at words, so I'm going to use words tonight and tell you a story about. Do I need to explain what HIV is? Yes. Oh, fuck.
Who is this?
Who is it? HIV is a virus, it's not AIDS. AIDS is what HIV can turn into. Basically, this show is all about HIV and possible cures for that are being explored throughout my body. So I wrote a timeline of sequence of events that I have gone through ever since. Is that not good enough? It's not good. Oh. Is it better now? Is it better now?
Yes.
I'm also really tired. I was up all night making art for you guys, so I apologize in advance. But here we go. Okay, so the timeline of my journey through HIV. Basically, back in the year 2013, there was this little festival called Dory Alley that I decided to go to and participate in. And around the same time that Dory Alley was happening back in 2013, PrEP was like this new thing that people were talking about. I heard that it's something that would work for a person like me that did things that I used to do, right? So PrEP is this pill that you take every day that's supposed to prevent you from contracting HIV. So I was actually supposed to start PrEP around the same time as Dory Alley happened, but just the way timing worked out, for example, if Dory Alley happened 1 week later, I would probably still be negative right now. So because I was about to go on PrEP, I was constantly tested for HIV because they don't want you to start on the pills if you're like already positive. So they started me on the medication because at the time I was showing results of being negative, but then it was just such in close increments of time that I actually got a phone call from them on day 3 of my PrEP medication that I needed to come in for a visit, an urgent visit. And I kind of knew what that meant already, but I went in the next day, and then they basically told me I was HIV positive. And that happened in August 2013. Shortly after I started medication. And just to give you a time frame of how what's considered early when starting medication with HIV is, 6 months is considered really earlier to start medication. I actually hold the world record for starting medication after a seroconversion, and that is 12 days after I was infected with HIV. Less than 2 weeks later, I became undetectable. Some time passed, I was taking my medication as prescribed. I just thought I was a positive person from that point on. But I already had plans of moving out of the country to Sweden. And so I went forth with my plans. Sweden didn't work out. I did not plan ahead. I couldn't get a job, I couldn't get citizenship. So shortly after I moved back to the United States, didn't have any money left, burned through all that over there in a foreign country. So I moved back in with my mom in Orange County, in the LA area. So because I was living down there for a while, I had to get retested for HIV to get my care transferred down there. And in, what is the exact date? March 13th, 2014 was when my first negative test for HIV happened. I got a phone call from a doctor down there basically being very angry with me saying, "Why are you wasting our time? Why are you taking HIV meds?" And I said, "Because I'm HIV positive." Anyways, and that's what basically got that whole ball rolling with me now, I guess, testing negative as a negative person. So from that point, I decided to get tested anywhere and everywhere. Between the LA Gay and Lesbian Center, AIDS Health Foundation, and I think one other place. And I then found out that there are many different kinds of HIV tests available out there, and I took all of them. One of them, these are a few of the tests I took. The rapid blood test, the Insta rapid blood test, the Western blot blood test, the NAAT blood test, and the P24 rapid blood test, and I tested negative for all of them. Around the same time, I was actually making plans to move back to San Francisco, and on April 15th, 2014, I moved back to San Francisco. And within those first 2 weeks, I met with researchers at UCSF called the SCOPE team, who do a lot of really progressive research with HIV and everything. And they said, you know what, we want to make sure that there is absolutely no trace of HIV anywhere in your body. So we're going to do these 5 procedures that are very specific at finding HIV in certain places it usually hides out. Some of those procedures are a gut biopsy, which basically is a colonoscopy, to take samples of your colon. A leukapheresis, which is pretty much a 2.5-hour blood draw, which they take blood from one arm, filter it through a system, take all the white blood cells out, filter it back in the other arm. And you're there so long, they put a movie on in front of you. So I did that one, that was fun. They took a lymph node out of my pelvis, and they got that out of my pelvis with a heat knife that they burrowed into my pelvis. And you don't, by the way, you don't reproduce lymph nodes, so that's a body part of mine, I'll never do that. Spinal tap, which was not the most painful procedure of all of them. The most painful one, I would say, was the bone marrow biopsy, where they take this big needle and they kind of dig it into your back, into the bone. And before I got this procedure done, they told me, you know what? At one point, you're gonna have a sensation, and we can't tell you what it's gonna feel like, because for everyone it feels differently. But it's most likely not gonna feel good. So that happened. All of these procedures happened in the time frame of 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks we were back in San Francisco, and they did not find HIV in any of those tests. The doctors then considered taking me off meds, but before that happened, some time passed, and across the country there were cases of other people who had been functionally cured, like the Mississippi Baby, and there's this couple in Boston, if you guys know anything about, the famous HIV cure people. Anyways, HIV was coming back for everyone. And so in that few months in which they were considered to, interrupting my medication, they decided, you know what, maybe we shouldn't take you off your meds after all. Let's see. There's actually one person in the whole world who is known to still be cured, and he's called the Berlin patient. I actually met with him one night at the Eagle when he was in town. He used to live here, he lives in Las Vegas now. But he's the only person, and he's been cured since 1998. And how he got cured was a combination of radiation therapy and a stem cell transplant. I didn't get either of those. And those procedures almost killed him, but they did eradicate this virus. Let's see. Some months passed. I was still taking my meds, kind of like, with this am I cured, am I not cured, non-label thing I didn't really know what to do with. I tried explaining my experience to everyone. Most people thought I was lying or crazy. I didn't know how to approach sexual partners. Negative people didn't want to have sex with me because they, even the smallest chance of having HIV, in their eyes, they thought, you might as well have full-blown AIDS, and they wouldn't go anywhere near me. All of my friends and family were telling me, you know what, this is your second chance. You can no longer have sex with anyone positive because you can't risk getting reinfected. So that really left me with absolutely no options. And part of this contributed into, exacerbating my drug habit that I'd been dealing with for a few years at that point. Because in the drug scene, no one really asked or even cared what your status was. So, that's just kind of paired with that and did that. January 13, 2015, when I had another leukapheresis procedure done. That's the one where they take the blood out of your body for about 2.5 hours. Because Johns Hopkins University wanted a sample of my blood. Because they wanted to try out this new procedure that to date has only been done twice. Once with me and once with some guy in Fresno that I'm not allowed to know who he is. But it was invented through me, I guess, by these doctors. And it's kind of like science fiction. Basically, they took this big thing of blood and they injected it into 50 mice who had immune systems that were altered to mimic human immune systems. And by that, if the mice showed any signs of HIV in their systems, that would kind of determine once and for all if I had HIV or not. So see how people thought I was crazy or lying. This is what has happened. I don't really understand the science behind all of it. I'm just the guy that's stupid enough to kind of say yes to everything. So there you go. So some time passed as this was going on, and about 2 months down the line, I finally got an answer with what happened with these mice. And they said that 3 of the mice showed some results showing that they had HIV in their system. but it was in very, very, very small amounts, and it took 2 months for that to happen, and it was very slow moving. So basically, they told me that after all that, I was, once again, HIV positive after all that. This kind of made me lose my mind. I didn't know how to handle that. And if anyone remembers the peanut bausch night that happened here at Meow Mix, that was the day I found out. And if anyone remembers the crazy performance I did where I was smashing glasses against the wall, well, I was kind of literally going insane. By the way, I apologize for that. So there you go with that one. After that, I kind of just kept spiraling. I stopped talking to all of the research scientists. I didn't know what to do with myself, how to identify. It's like I wasn't negative, I wasn't positive, I didn't even know what. And yeah, I stopped talking to them in March, and I didn't talk to them again until August 17th, 2015, which was around the time in which I decided to become sober. And I have been since then. And to date, it's been 38 days. Over that course of time, unfortunately, most of the researchers I got to know through the Scope team had moved on to other things in life. Anyways, I was cleaning up my life, and I wanted to kind of get back into the swing of things with the research and everything. I felt really bad for kind of just leaving them hanging, because I was this, vessel that they had been using for almost 2 years to kind of determine this thing that, whatever. And after that, I wanted to kind of go one step further and kind of start taking care of myself more and get a primary care doctor, which I haven't really had since I was 17. But because of, I guess, who I am to them and how important I am to them, I decided to tell them, well, you know what, if you want to keep operating on me and opening me up and taking all my blood, you need to give me the best fucking doctor you have. So I asked for my primary care physician to be Dr. Stephen Deeks. You can Google him, he's pretty famous. He really told me he really doesn't take patients, but he decided to take me as a patient because I'm a very important interest to his research. And if he wants his research specimen to be in tip-top shape, he needs to take care of it himself. So that's, so lots of positive things have been going on in my life since then. I want to end with, kind of giving you a taste of the wave of the future of HIV. There are a lot of things being developed. No one is really certain as to which method is going to be the one that's going to be effective or the most realistic. Right now with PrEP, they're kind of looking to kind of corral people who are already positive and make sure that negative people basically stop new infections. So they're using that method. They're trying to develop technology to pinpoint specific blood cells in which they can eradicate HIV in each of those blood cells. Basically, the hard thing about getting rid of this virus is that it just is so smart in storing itself in your body. And I guess why I'm so special to them is because since I started medication so early, it might not be there, but if it is there, it hasn't managed to deposit itself in reservoirs in my body. But I'm kind of possibly carrying it. So if they can figure out how to eradicate it from my body, then somehow that can lead to a possible vaccination. I don't know how the fuck that works. Or just getting better at treating people within their first month or so of getting infected. Last Tuesday actually, I did another leukapheresis and more blood was shipped off to Johns Hopkins University. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I was kind of saying yes to everything because it seems to all be going to hopefully a good cause. I don't know exactly what. But if you feel lost, confused, worried, or anxious for answers, then join the fucking club, because so am I.
Thank you.